A-Try Media, DZRJ, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino. It's here, the only radio talk show made specially for all workers of the call center industry. Call Center Radio. It aims to become a platform for conversation about anything related to the call center industry. We'll have different guests every week to discuss some tips, advices, and share inspiring stories of BPO employees. Call Center Radio. Call Center Radio. Hosted by M.A. Buendia, Frank Rizzo, and Tanya Sempron. Every Sunday, 7 to 8 a.m. Only here at DZRJ, 8:10 a.m. A-Try Media, ang himpilan ng bawat Pilipino.
Good morning mga ka-teammates, at tayo magti-team huddle na naman sa 2 oras ng inspiration, motivation, and empowerment natid sa inyo ng inyong mga ka-teammates sa BPO. This is the bigger, the longer, and the bolder Call Center Radio Season 2. And of course, sa ngalan po ng aming founder and producer, walang iba kundi ang voice master of the Philippines, Sir Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. Kami po ang inyong mga ka-teammates sa BPO. I am your call center vlogger. My name is M.A. Buendia.
And I am your engineer BPO, Tanya Sempron.
And I am your events host ka-teammate, the terrific host, Frank Rizzo.
Good morning! Sobrang excited ako ngayong araw na to kasi nga maganda yung ating topic at bigatan ng ating mga guests. But first, we have a few announcements.
Okay, first we will greet yung lahat ng mga sumuporta sa atin from the pilot episode. Thank you very much. Ilan na ba tayo?
15,100
plus.
Yeah.
And more.
Yes, thank you.
So, ayun. By the way, we are live over...
Yep, we're also live over www.atrymedia.com. You can also like us on Facebook, A-Try Media, and follow us on Twitter at A-Try Media. You can also follow us on Instagram at A-Try Media. We also have a text line if you want to send us a message, or you can Viber us perhaps. Our number is 0939-914-3988, and our hotline number is 412088. We are also live simulcast sa DYME Masbate, 107.1 Power FM Puerto Princesa, Palawan, and 97.1 Wow FM Rojas, Northern Palawan. So good morning, not just to our listeners here in Metro and Mega Manila, but to all our listeners from the provincial stations.
Good morning!
Yep. So sinabi ko nga kanina, di ba, napaka-interesting ng ating episode. Sorry po sa aking boses dahil ako po ay may sipon. So ayun, uso yung sakit ngayon kasi di ba malamig, and anyway, so ayun, napaka-interesting ating topic ngayon kasi it's all about when is the best time to quit your job. So yung mga nagko-contemplate dyan, whether you would like to maybe resign or start your own business, or basta this topic is very bold. Ako nga kahit ako interested din especially we have like special guests, diba, na mag-share ng kanilang experience kung paano ba yung preparations, really, kung paano yung gagawin mo kapag nandun ka na on the verge of like leaving or quitting your job. So first, let's get to know our guests for today. Who do we have in the booth, Tanya?
She used to work in the call center department of a multinational bank for a couple of years. In 2013, she took off her employee hat so she could pursue her passions in writing and public speaking full-time. She graduated in UP Diliman and is the president and CEO of Right Conversations Publishing and Consultancy. Today, she's already a sought-after motivational speaker and has written 11 books. She's also one of the hosts of the Otter's Voice radio show. Please welcome Ms. Sha Nasino!
Good morning!
Good morning po sa inyong lahat.
Yan, tsaka yung author, siya yung author ng book na Is It Time to Quit Your Job? Kaya namin siya gines. Diba? Pag-usapan natin yan later. So, napakaganda na introduction kay Ms. Sha. Let's have, of course, our next guest, Frank. Go ahead.
Yep, we also have a second guest. He's 24 years old, a father, a business architect, an extreme adrenaline junkie. He became a businessman at the age of 11, a college dropout at 17, and at 19 years old, he's already a chairman and CEO. Ibang level yung mga guests natin.
Ibang
CEOs, ano? Wow. He became an angel investor at 23 and is now jobless since he just recently recently resigned from his Chinese boss. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you know him, the very controversial Sian Gaza.
Ay, nako.
Yeah.
Yam, ayan, di ba?
Yeah.
Nakakainis, di ba? Pero signature niya, marami ng artistang gumaya noon. Lately, yung napanood yung kay James Reid, tsaka kay Nadine Lustre, nagyanyam sila. So, good morning mga ka-teammates, nyam! Ngayon parang na-excite na ako.
Na-excite ba yun?
Anyway, pag-usapan natin yun later kung saan ba nag-originate yun. Yung Cambodia na yun, may mga nag-remix pa, nakakaloka talaga. Sobrang full-packed at sobrang exciting talaga na ating episode. But first, let's get to know our guests. Diba? Kasi ang topic nga natin ngayon, when is the best time to quit your job? Why do people think of leaving their job in the first place? Let's start with Sha.
Okay, I think one of the main reasons is hindi sila masaya sa trabaho. But the deeper reason is actually hindi in line yung trabaho nila sa purpose nila. So maybe hindi pa nila na decode yung term na purpose, but they are searching for something, meaning in what they do, and they cannot find that meaning in the job that they're doing. Parang walang sense yung ginagawa nila. It's all about, I'm here because I needed the money. I needed to pay my bills, my salary, etc. So I think that's one of the main reasons. Well, in my personal experience, yun yung experience ko.
Okay, kasi naging employed ka rin ng
9
multinational
years.
bank, diba?
Yes.
For 9 years before you decided to quit. And okay. How about you, Sian? Bago ka nagpatayo ng billboard.
On my personal point of view, I think it's just two things. So the first one is internally, just like what Ma'am Sha said, is that kumbaga sila may problema sa sarili nila. They still undecided with the direction that they are na tinatahak nila at this moment. The second one for me on the external side is it's not the job itself, but it's the people behind or around them inside.
Yeah. It's not really the company that they are actually leaving, diba? It's the boss or the people around it. Ayan, so exciting kasi nga si Miss siya naging employee siya for 9 years. How about you, Sian? Naging employee ka rin ba kasi nakalagay dun sa bio mo, you started your own business at the age of 11.
Yes. So basically in terms of the corporate world, I've never been employed. Kasi I was college dropout from FEU when I was 17. So there's no point. Pero I tried when I was 17 years old. I tried to apply to about 5 call center
Oh, wow.
companies. Pero they keep on asking for for like a DSWD permit.
Kasi minor.
Minor siya.
Pero hindi ko siya ma-provide eh. So I can still remember those days that I tried after being dropout.
Yeah, meron yung common ground si Miss Sha kasi siya rin nag-start din siya ng business after she quit her job. So, pag-usapan din natin yun, yung ano yung mga plans after or ano yung mga ginawa ninyo after you left the corporate world, and then ikaw na hindi ka nga nakapasok sa corporate world, paano ka naging isang businessman o paano ka naging isang chairman and CEO, di ba? Napaka-exciting kasi kaya tayo nag-invite ng non-BPO worker para makakuha rin tayo ng ibang perspective kasi this show is all about millennials. Yun yung mga kinikater talaga natin. So diba? Exciting. So, we will also tackle what are the contributing factors. Yun nga, yung boss management, stressful environment, location. Kasi maraming mga factors talaga na magko-contribute kung bakit ka magde-decide na iwanan yung trabaho mo. Especially kung 9 years ka na doon or kung gano'n ka naka-tenured or kaya naman mga signs na kailangan mo na talagang mag-resign. And then, mga preparations na kailangan mong gawin. And then, yung mga risks na involved. Kung meron kang mga mortgage na binabayaran or may mga debts, mga gano'n, di ba? Mga possible consequences. And then, the best path to take after leaving the job. And then, syempre, mag-share din sila ng mga pieces of advice doon sa mga tao na parang they're on the verge of like quitting. Okay? Not really quitting, pero yun yan, resigning. So, let's go to the contributing factors, Misha.
Bakit nagre-resign? Okay.
Yun nga, yung boss manager, is it about, kasi sabi ni Sian kanina, diba, sometimes it's not you, it's me. Diba? It's internal factor yung sinasabi niya.
Minsan din, sometimes it's not you, it's not me either. We're just not meant to be. Ganun, diba? problema sa work.
Gusto ko yun.
Pang-offer ng others.
Hindi kayo click ng company.
Oo, in my case, wala akong naging problema sa boss. In fact, lagi kong sinasabi sa mga talks ko, I loved everything about the company. Gusto ko yung boss, gusto ko yung management, gusto ko yung culture, yung CSR activities, yung integrity ng company. Ang ayaw ko lang talaga yung trabaho ko mismo. Because sobrang hindi siya in line sa passion and skills ko. And at the same time, at that time kasi I was working in a call center department, sobrang stressful na environment.
It is.
Especially tumatawag may mga problems sa credit cards nila. Sinisigawan ka na lang, nagmumura sila. Hindi ko na-experience yun in my entire life na minura ako. Minura ako or sinigawan ako kasi parents ko hindi naman naninigaw yun. So hindi ko na-experience, doon ko lang na-experience. And nung time na yun, learning experience for me, but at that time na hindi ko pa alam yung purpose ko talaga, na hindi ko pa alam yung path na tatahakin ko in the future. Lahat ng ginagawa ko, it didn't make sense to me. But nung nalaman ko na, okay, I was meant to write books, to give talks eventually, lahat na ng experience ko na appreciate ko, I still had the same job. Of course, I moved to other departments, pero lahat nagkaroon ng sense kasi alam ko na preparation to lahat. I'm building my character, my competence, ganyan, the way I deal with people, yung mga soft skills. So, yun, in my case, the main reason why I wanted to quit my job was because I feel that this is not where I'm most productive. This is not what I am meant to do. Kumbaga, ang analogy ko dyan is, let's say, ang sport ko ay badminton. Pinagsuswimming ako, hindi ako marunong lumangoy at ayokong lumangoy. So, everyday na-drown ako sa stress.
That's how you felt. But you lasted for 9 years in the company. Diba?
Yes, I lasted for 9 years. Tagal, no? So, it was as early as year 1 when I knew that I was not meant for the corporate world. Kasi I was... year 1. Kasi hindi ako pwede na restricted sa isang upuan. Mahilig ako magplano, mag-conceptualize ng ideas, ganyan. So, na-restrict ako. But I had to prepare. I knew I had to prepare. So, I had to prepare my finances. Of course, I had to know what I wanted. Kasi nung time na yun, alam ko lang na hindi ako para doon, pero hindi ko alam kung para saan ako. So it was a journey. It was a preparation. So although I knew na hindi ako, eventually magre-resign ako, I didn't quit right away. I had to prepare. So I had to learn how to manage my money.
So later on, we will move on to the preparations na part. Kasi very exciting yung sinabi niya doon na nafe-feel niya nga na parang hindi siya meant to be dun sa job na yon. So, for sure, may mga viewers tayo, may mga listeners tayo ngayon na nakaka-relate.
Yes, actually, meron na kagad na nagko-comment, I'm about to resign.
Sabihin mo, basahin mo na niya yung libro ko.
Oo, diba? Kasi baka padalos-dalos ka lang, diba?
And ang ganda nung point na sinabi ni Misha kanina na parang she felt like it's a mismatch sa trabaho niya kasi a lot of Filipino workers ay nasa ganun situation.
Correct.
So guys, to our listeners and viewers, if you actually have questions, you can comment them down sa link namin so that we can throw them sa aming guests.
Oo, diba? Kasi like si Tanya, engineer siya, pero nasa BPO environment siya, nag-abroad ka rin, diba?
Yes.
Kung may mga ganun talaga, minsan, pero wherever you are, diba? You make the most out of it.
Yes.
Diba? Kasi,
may iba-ibang experience, may iba-iba siyang lessons na hindi mo alam in the future pala you'll be needing it.
Correct. Diba? You will learn a lot. Kasi in your case naman, Sian, since nag-start ka ng business, ano yung business na ni-start mo at 11 years old?
Hamster and guinea pig breeding.
Guinea pig?
Yeah.
Okay. So nag-ano ka ng...
Yeah.
Parang nagbe-breed?
Yeah,
okay.
Nakabasa ako on grade school library. So I was grade 5 then. So nakabasa ako ng libro that's something to do with a itik business and balot business and Penoy, something like that. In which it's not applicable to my hometown, which is Malabon City, na wala namang market. So doon ko lang natutunan at the age of 11 how that kailangan mo pala mga pital. Yung product nito, something like that. Kasi wala naman tinturong ganun on 5th grade. Because utang na loob ko lahat dun sa librong siya. So dun ko natutunan lahat. And then dahil nakahanap ako ng market with 4 pet shops, so naging supplier ako of guinea pigs.
At 11 years old, hindi ko ma-imagine kasi
11 parang naglalaro pa lang ako patentero.
I was eating trash when I was 11. Siya may business na.
My logistics is a gray Japanese bike. So, very memorable sa akin. Buhay pa rin siya hanggang ngayon in Malabon.
Yun talaga. Tapos, di ba, nag-transition ka into tingin ko yung bio mo.
No, when I was 14 yun, napunta naman ako sa telecom reloading business.
Aha. So marami ka talaga talagang business-minded ka talaga. Parang sinabi mo sarili mo, I'm never gonna be an employee. I have to become an entrepreneur.
No, hindi mo siya masasabi. There is this certain external factor that will influence you.
Yeah, the society wants you to do the diba?
On my end naman, the one who really influenced me with this particular mindset, if meron ako ipagpapasalamatan na brainwash ako, that's two things. The first one is the leftist group. I'm an indoctrinated activist. So because of my leadership skills, something like that when I was 15. And then the second one is that when I was brainwashed by the multi-level marketing industry. So doon ako very thankful because my mindset shifted, and from there I realized na I don't want to be an employee.
Good for you, di ba? Kasi kumbaga, maraming ngayon na ang tagal ng employees na gusto nila mag-start ng business, or kaya lang kasi nandun nga yung risk, or nandun na yung comfort zone, or nandun yung mga factors na what if mag-fail, di ba? Kasi lalo na ngayon, di ba? It can change your life. It can destroy your life kung talagang iniwan mo yung trabaho mo na stable income, na hindi ka ready, yung sinabi nga ni Misha kanina. Pag-usapan din natin ngayon, ano yung mga signs na nakita mo na kailangan mo na talaga mag-resign? Kasi it took you 9 years before you actually took off your employee hat.
Okay, so number 1 is this the best use of my time? The answer was a big no. Okay, is this where I'm most productive? The answer is a big no again. Tapos tinanong ko rin, is this where I can glorify God? The answer was a big no because I saw my work as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Parang papasok lang ako doon because I needed money to pay the bills. Nothing else.
Ouch. Maraming tinatamaan ngayon yung mga nakikinig.
I'm also making a checklist here.
Parang 1, 2, 3.
Kung humingi kayo ng sign, ito na yon.
Yes. Nung sinulat ko yung libro ko na is it time to quit your job? Kasi nga I've been asking that question for 8 years. Diba? Is it time? Ito na ba? Time na ba to? And then, ang dami rin nagtatanong na ganyan ng mga employees. So what I did was, I really interviewed 800 employees. Imagine.
Ang dami mong oras, no?
Employees. Sa survey naman siya na online. I analyzed their answers, ganun. Tapos, sinift ko na yung information. And then, dun sa libro ko na, is it time to quit your job? Can I borrow?
Yes.
Okay, there is a chapter here wherein may 22 questions. So, para hindi ka mahirapan, may 22 questions dito na kailangan mo lang sagutan ng yes or no. So, from there, alam mo na, bored lang pala ako. Kailangan ko lang palang bigyan ng time yung sarili ko mag-rest. And then, I can still love my job.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then may point dito na, oo nga no, ano pa bang inaantay ko? Ba't pa ako nandito? Kailan ko na mag-decide? I need to quit. Ganun. And so, if I decide what I needed to quit, what are the checklist? Nandito rin yung checklist.
May checklist?
Oo.
Okay.
So, it's a very comprehensive book na very easy to read kasi manipis lang siya and then stories mostly. Pero at the same time, it will really prevent you from making the wrong decisions or baka nagpadalos-dalos ka lang, and it will really give you the clarity to do what you need to do and the courage to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Bibili talaga ako niyan.
Oo. Yun nga eh.
Baka mamaya emotional ka lang.
Yun nga.
Emotional ka lang.
Yeah, maraming ganoon, di ba? Kasi ito si Sian, alam natin emotional to eh. Nakakapagpatayo ng billboard. Para lang sa babae. Di ba? Let's talk about yung yung nag-quit ka ito lately lang, di ba? Yung sabi mo recently jobless ka, nakalagay sa profile mo. Pero kahit pa may company ka na or kahit pa meron ka ng business, employee ka pa rin in a way kasi you have like a boss. Or is it like your client or what?
So basically, in terms of the cash flow quadrant, the employee, self-employed, businessman, and investor. So that's the thing with me. So I managed to put myself right in the middle. So on the intersecting factors in which I am employed, but I am self-employed, but I'm a business investor.
Colorts, di ba? Ito ba yung ang current business mo ngayon, is it trading or ano ba yung current na inaano mo ngayon?
Basically I'm an angel investor. So there are different ventures that I'm backing it up, like startup companies. But my name is not there. So it's more on the shadow lang din.
Okay, if I remember it right, yan yung if there are SMEs and you like the idea, you invest on them.
Yep.
You help them with a startup.
Yep. Right now there's on the making So, pinlag na rin. Yeah, in the making, but I cannot divulge any details as of this moment.
Yeah.
But it's the Uber of online education.
Wow.
Online education, which I am really interested about because that was my second job in the BPO.
Stressing ka na ba?
So it's more on parang siyang Uber, meeting the drivers and then the commuters, but this one is meeting the commuters, the educators / teachers, and then the students.
Yeah, diba?
Wow,
The world is changing, diba?
Yes.
Due to technology. Kaya ngayon sabi nga nila, maraming opportunities ngayon na bigla na lang nag-emerge. Iba kahit employed, na manage nila na mag-start ng business nila online. Ayun. Let's talk about ano yung mga risks na, let's move on to the preparations. Kasi yung kaninang binanggit mo na you have to be ready with especially with your finances.
Yes, so I'll refer to the chapter in this book na nilagay ko yung checklist.
Basa.
So, chapter 9, nakalagay dun, ready to quit. Ito mo na yung checklist. So, just to start off, number 1 is finances. So, very, very important talaga. Kasi
Correct.
you cannot quit your job and expect na yung business mo mag-take off right away.
Yes.
In reality, ang daming businesses na in-start and then nag-fail ka agad. So, are you ready to take the risk?
Correct.
So, kasi of course, the ugly side of quitting your job, ito nasa libro din, the ugly side of quitting your job is that wala kang steady flow of income.
Yeah.
Oo, wala kang steady flow of income. You cannot expect na every 15th and 30th of the month may sweldo ka.
Correct.
Kasi depende yan kung okay ba yung business mo or kung freelancer ka, okay ba yung mga gigs mo.
Correct.
Tapos, ang ano din dito, for example, employee ka, may particular tasks ka, di ba? May particular roles ka sa company. Let's say, ito yung particular job mo. Very clear sa'yo. When you are the business owner, you are in charge of marketing, customer service, accounting, etc. Operations, lahat-lahat. And pag employee ka, 8 to 5, yun yung job mo.
Correct.
Di ba? Pero pag business owner,
24/7.
pwedeng 24/7. Oo, so yun. So number 1 is finances, very, very important. Second is debts or loans, credit cards, ganyan. Meron ka bang credit card debts? Most likely, kailangan mo muna siyang i-zero out. Next is, meron ka bang loans or are you planning to take out loans? Kasi pag hindi ka na-employed, your chances to get a loan is very slim.
Yeah.
Slim to none.
Yeah, correct.
So
Mga banks ngayon, very critical sila dun sa tenure mo sa company, kung ano yung current position mo, income.
So if you're planning to take out a loan, let's say gusto mo mag
car or
house, kailangan gawin mo muna yun bago ka mag-resign.
Yeah.
Tapos, pag na-secure mo na, saka ka mag-resign. But, you also need to take into consideration, paano ka mababayaran? Kaya ka bang bayaran?
Yeah.
So, dapat ganun. And, kailangan din clear sa'yo, anong gagawin ko pag nag-resign ako? So, hindi pwedeng, magre-resign ako kasi ayoko ng boss ko, kasi napaka-stressful na environment, kasi whatever, external. Because, there will always come a time na magkakaroon ka ng stressful na taong ka-deal.
Yeah.
Diba? Magkakaroon ka ng irate clients, etc. So if you've made these circumstances control you, or you base your decisions based on these circumstances, then you've just allowed these circumstances to control you. You are bigger than your circumstances. So you don't quit because you're bitter. Ayoko na ng trabaho ko, mag-quit na ako. You quit because you want to be better.
Okay.
Wow.
What about in your case, Sian? Meron ka bang mga people under you?
Yeah.
So, may mga nagki-quit na ba? Or how do you handle yung mga ganun? Yung
On the side of, gusto ko lang mag-adapt.
Yeah, sure.
Madam siya.
Preparations.
Siya na lang.
Ma'am.
Ganyan siya. Tinatawag niya ako ng boss.
Yun, ma'am siya. About, specifically dun sa debt.
Yeah.
Actually, nagkaroon ako ng problem when I was 19, 20.
Credit card ito?
No, not credit card. I lost a certain deal, certain business, and then nagkaroon domino effect. So, in total, I lost 13.9 million.
Wow.
13,995,000 when I was...
Malit na bagay.
When I was 20 years old. Tapos, dun pa yung time na nagkaroon ako ng anak. So, the depression talaga on my end. So, based on that, definitely it's really a factor to consider. Kasi parang ako, from that time, I was paying until December 2019, I'll be paying 250,000 per month.
Per month. Para lang dun sa loss na yun.
All these losses and debts that I have with different creditors and investors and partners during that time.
Yeah.
So it's really a factor in your decision making.
Yeah, correct.
Lalo sa akin na kailangan, hindi na ako pwedeng stay put na lang.
Yeah.
Kasi I have a monthly recurring amortization of 250,000.
Correct. Yeah.
Ano pansin ko kay Sian, napaka-positive niya, no?
Yeah, I know.
Para ang cool lang niya, 250,000 pesos until 2019.
Yeah, then I was 20 then, so depressed on that time. But I need to move forward.
Correct.
Yeah. So in terms of naman dun with the employees, and also with the preparation and contributing factors.
Yeah.
So pag nag-interview kasi I always ask them two things. For example, direct hiring. The first one is, have you ever invented something in your have you ever invented something in your life? Then the second one is, what ano yung nakikita mo sa sarili mo 5 years from now? So I think that's one of the major contributing factors in terms of the internal struggle in terms of resigning
employee, no?
As an employee. Kasi the moment that they cannot see something na parang 5 years from now, parang ganito pa rin ako. So my question is always, so why are you staying?
Correct. Ano yung purpose mo long term?
You don't have any direction.
Correct. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng maging springboard lang yun na parang, stepping stone 1 year, alis ka na, or, di ba?
So, lagi nilang sinasabi na, kasi I have this certain payment, I have this certain. Do you think kapag nag-stay ka 5 years from now here, on your 6th year, is hindi pa rin ganyan? So, it's just the same thing. Parang I always tell them that if you really want to change something in your life, you need to change something first. I mean, you need to do something different. You need to do something different. You need to do something that you never done in your life before.
Correct.
Yes.
Very interesting. Tsaka very, ang ganda nung sinabi niya. Di ba? Hindi, na-speechless ako doon sa sinabi.
Are you contemplating right now?
Hindi, kasi diba, the way, alam naman natin na naging controversial nga si Sian because of the billboard and all those, people in social media, very, very harsh. I know you've experienced a lot of bashers, haters, pero kaya rin ako na-excite na i-guess nga siya to look for a different side or to see the different side of Sian Gaza. And napanood ko kasi yung guessing niya sa Good Times with Mo Twister. So nakita ko nga doon na parang okay, he has a lot of parang may mga points siya doon na parang made a lot of sense na parang pwede nga i-share doon, especially doon sa mga young millennials ngayon na hindi nga nila alam yung kung anong gusto nilang gawin.
Yeah, it's easy to just say na I want to quit my job. I'll just find another way na maka-earn ako. Pero diba nga, in every business, you need capital. You also need to know if your idea really works. If may market ka ba talaga.
Yeah.
So parang lahat ng sinasabi nilang inputs is for you to prepare. Kung gusto mo mang tahakin yun. It's not that they don't want you to go there. It's just that they want you to be ready when the going gets tough.
Yeah,
yes. I just want to add dun sa sinabi ni Tanya na going gets tough, tsaka dun kay Sian. I think very important na kung mag-quit ka ng job mo and you want to pursue your own business or go freelancing, di ba may tinatawag tayong IQ, EQ, intelligence quotient, emotional quotient. Meron ding resilience quotient. Kasi when
adversity quotient.
Adversity quotient. Kasi when you put up your own business, it's not a guarantee na magsasucceed siya.
Yeah.
At ang dami-daming mga factors na pwedeng mag-fail yung business mo, ang dami-daming stress din na related dyan. But if you're passionate about it, kaya mo siyang i-overcome.
Correct. Filipinos are known to being resilient talaga.
Yes.
So, ayun, 13 million na nalugi.
Maliit na bagay. Sobrang liit.
Other people would have committed, suicide or, iba na de-depressed talaga kasi ang laking loss. Yeah. Pero, life has to move forward and then you have to move on. So, pag-uusapan nga rin pala natin today, yung possible consequences, yung mga risks na involved. Kasi yun nga yung kinakatakot na iba. Ano ba yung risk? When you are, kailan ka ba nag-resign? 2013, di ba? When you were on the brink of leaving, ready ka na that time?
Ready na ako.
Wala ka ng debts or mga. So,
yes, ready na ako financially, emotionally. So, sige, tuloy mo yung question.
So, parang ko lang kasi, di ba, you were thinking of the risks na naman. Kasi ready ka na, prepared ka na. Pero ano yung risk?
Okay, yung risk na hindi ko na-expect kasi I was so ready, diba? Prepared ako. I love to plan kasi. So, meron akong parang anchor. Ang anchor ko ay yung yung money na na-prepare ko, I can afford not to work for the next 18 months. I can
18
afford-
months because somebody told me I have to prepare for the next 6 months.
Kulang.
Emergency fund, no?
Kulang pa pala.
Ako nga 2 months lang sabi ko. Di ba? Iba-iba kasi talaga. Yung Suzy Orman ata yun, 6 months yung sinabi niya.
Doon ko rin ata nakuha. That's why nag-a-advise sila ako, if you want 6 months, 18 months.
18.
So ako kasi I want to over-prepare, diba? So, hindi, yun yung liquid money ko. Hindi
Yeah.
pa yun kasama yung investments ko on paper assets like stocks, ganyan, mutual funds. So, yun ang hindi ko ginagalaw. So, sabi ko, okay, pwede, kampante ako, kahit di ako mag-work or hindi mag-take off yung business ko right
Correct.
away, I'm okay. Tapos, since dati, sa corporate world, yung sobrang aga mong gumigising, papasok ka na, nakikipagsapalaran ka sa EDSA, ganun. So, nung nag-resign ako, I can afford to wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., so, yun ang ginagawa ko. And everyday nanonood ako ng YouTube videos, nagbabasa ng libro, nagre-relax, namamasyal sa coffee shop, nagre-relax, ganyan. After a few days, alam mo yung na-feel ko, boredom. Parang, ano tong ginagawa ko? Parang bigla ako nawalan ng sense of purpose, ng structure. Parang, wait lang, masyado akong kampante. So, pag masyado ka rin comfortable, hindi rin siya maganda. So, doon ako napaisip. And then, yung another thing na risk nun is that there were times at that time na, bakit parang ang konti ng speaking engagements ko? Kasi yun yung main source of income ko.
Correct.
Kasi yung book sales ko, hindi rin ganun nagte-take off. Kasi nga masyado ako relax. I didn't learn about marketing. Sabi ng mentor ko sa public speaking is 95% marketing and 5% speaking. So I didn't know marketing, I didn't know the business side. Ang alam ko lang, I'm passionate about what I do. So yun naging risk. And then after a few months, tinitingnan ko yung bank account ko. Ang bilis ng pag-drain ng pera. Sabi ko, hindi ito maglalast ng 18 months. Parang in less than a year, mauubos na siya. Tapos, yung pasok ng pera, ang konti. So, dun ako ulit na parang magandang moment yun for me kasi medyo crisis moment yun for me na anong pwede kong gawin? Oo, yun. So, ang risk nun sa akin is boredom. Pagka magre-resign ka and then mawalan ka ng sense of purpose. Tapos number 2, yung pera din. Na very, factor talaga yun na what if hindi okay yung pasok ng pera, mas mabilis yung labas kaysa sa pasok ng pera.
What about you, Sian? Ano yung risk?
Of course, number 1, yung magutom ka.
Yes.
Number 1, first and foremost, over everything else. I remember nung nalugi ako way back when I was 20 years old. So from there, nagpunta ako ng Davao, and then ang tanging dala ko na lang is for rental and to survive for the next 1 month. Pero I stayed there for 2 years. So, natulog ako, and I literally live on the streets, in the streets of Davao City for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, yun, may mga strangers lang na angel, hulog ng langit sa akin na, I still remember them. Talagang literally strangers that they are the one helping me for the food and helping me na makaligo sa kanila and so on and so forth. So, I know the feeling of, kahit hindi ako dumating sa point na resigning, I know the feeling of mawawala yung makakat yung source of income mo, and then magugutom ka and so on. Definitely yun yung number 1 talaga na risk.
That's
na yung
the risk.
on,
Losing everything.
Personal yan, on the personal side. And on the side naman of the employees in which they have dependents, another risk is hindi lang ikaw yung magugutom.
Correct.
Family.
Especially if you're a breadwinner. Napaka-exciting. Tsaka ang ganda nung sinabi niya na-experience niya talaga yung parang back to zero. Diba? Starting from
Actually,
scratch.
hindi back to zero eh. Talagang negative.
Negative.
Pa.
Kasi yun yung time na nag-iisip ako, buti pa yung mga nag-back to zero. Zero lang. Ako, kailangan ko bunuin yung 14F.
Yeah.
Bago ako makamove on. Kasi you have your creditors and investors and partners. You cannot just run away from them. If you want a new life, kailangan balikan mo sila and isettle mo lahat ng problems.
Correct. Yeah, we have to take a break po mga ka-teammates. So sa pagbabalik po natin, pag-uusapan pa rin po natin yung mga all about mga risks. Are they worth taking? Possible consequences of leaving the job that you have right now. Especially yung mga matagal na sa company ngayon, di ba? Yung mga stable na comfort zone na nila yung trabaho nila. Time check in the Philippines, 6:51 a.m. Stay with us. Welcome back to Call Center Radio mga ka-teammates at pinag-uusapan pa rin po natin when is the best time to quit your job. Kasama po natin in the booth, we have best-selling author Shana Sino and of course the controversial Sian Gaza. Speaking of that, diba? Anyway, may mga nakatutok sa ating live sessions ngayon. Sikat na sikat sa sinabi niya, morning.
I'd also like to greet Maren Aligarbes. She's my high school classmate. Good morning, Donna.
Ayan, naka-tune in din dito. Of course, my mom, Cora Buendia. We have Myrin Aligarbes, Hasmin Senyoran, Chino Lacey, diba? Chona Velasquez.
Yep.
Good morning.
Albert and Anna, thank you so much for watching us. And of course, thank you sa President ng A-Try Media na si Miss Kay Dacer at sa ating Program Manager na Sir Nestor Doria. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtitiwala. If not because of you, our voices will not be heard.
Correct.
This program, of course, is made possible by Pochology Academy, inspiring greatness, excellence, and success in the Creative Voices Productions.
Perfect. O diba, tsaka sinasabi nga natin na alas 6 hanggang alas 8 na umaga na po kami mga ka-teammates. So mas mahabang chikahan na to. Kaya yung mga topics natin ngayon ay mas interesting, mas bolder. So if you have some suggestions nga pala ng mga topics or if you have some comments regarding our current episode, please go ahead and put them in the comment section below and then we will greet you on air. So kanina, bago tayo nag-break, pinag-uusapan natin yung adversity quotient and then yun nga yung kasi what if mag-fail? Yun yung biggest risk na mag-back to zero ka o kaya naman mawala. For example, may naka-mortgage ka na car, hahatakin na yon. May naka-mortgage ka na condo or bahay. Nandun yung risk and then yung kay Sian na nag-share nga siya na naranasan niya nga talaga yung parang negative. So, syempre, kung nandun na kayo sa ganong situation, di ba, na there's no turning back. Kasi para ka nandun sa, you're on the edge of the cliff. It's up to you whether you would like to jump or let yourself fall or pull yourself back, o diba? So let's talk about yung kaninang sinishare mo siya na parang paano ka nakabawi dun sa loss na yon.
What was your mindset at that time?
Wala, taliro. Sa Bisaya, buang-buang na.
Kabuang na.
Nabuang na. So, wala eh. Down na ako that time. So, nagkataon na siguro. Ako, I believe talaga that what happened to me talaga is really divine intervention. So it's not my own act lang or it's not my own efforts lang. Really there's a divine intervention coming from God. So nagkataon during that time when I was living at the streets and patalon-talon lang, nakikitulog, nakikiganit, nakikiganyan. Meron nakakilala sa akin na parang before with the MLM company. Nakakilala sa akin and pina-check ako, pina-CI ako na nagulat sila this particular person na naghihirap dito sa Davao has 9 at the age of 20 has 9 DTI registrations and 3 corporations. So what the hell?
Existing pa rin sila during that time.
So anong ginagawa nitong taong to? So from there kinuha kong consultant.
Okay.
So to put up 3 companies. Then when I put up these 3 companies, nakakuha ko ng pera. And then from the pera na nakuha ko is that ran for 6 months eh. Nakakuha ko, nakaipon ako about $500,000 from being a consultant. So from there, nag-isip ako ng isang bagay that I can do trading, that I can double it up. So that's the Civet Coffee. Or Coffee Lumo.
Ang galing, no? Because people trusted you. And that's, I think, where you are saying it's really a divine intervention.
Really. Actually, in terms of trust, durog na yung trust ko with people that
correct.
Kasi lahat nasira ako eh.
In terms of reputation, wala eh.
That's back to zero. Wala akong kakilala dun sa pinuntahan kong lugar. So I'm really a complete stranger that time. So really is, for me, I always, like ko sinasabi, it's really divine intervention at its finest.
Wala ka talaga.
What kept you going? Like, di ba, every single day, iniisip mo, negative ako ganyan. What kept you going?
Naisip ko kasi that, you know, when I was praying here in Redemptorist Church, so Catholic Church right in front of Abrizo Mall in Davao. So what kept me going is doon ko na-realize na parang there is this conscience or maybe it's the Holy Spirit na nag-ano at my back na sinasabi niya na parang what kept me going, andun na nga ako, rock bottom na ako. So there's no, I mean, wala nang iba ko.
There's no lower.
Yeah,
Correct.
and if I may just share, because this is really something that moved me, yung favorite na movie ng anak ko na Sing, there is that line there that says, the good thing about hitting rock bottom is that there's only one way to go, and that's going up.
That's going up. Yun nga, pag-usapan natin yung fallback career. Kasi
Okay.
'di ba, yung iba may mga ganoon, may plan B after mag-quit, what if mag-fail, may plan B, may plan C, 'di ba? May mga quotes nga na may 26 letters pa naman. So, pag di nag-work, yung mga ganong tao kasi very optimistic, and there's really nothing wrong with that. Kasi, tsaka kung for example, graduate ka naman ng ganitong course, di ba? Meron kang fallback. Like, sabi ko nga nila, di ba, may binild ka naman na career, may reputation ka, and yun yung, sa case niya, zero. Wala. ang naging fallback niya noon, kasi nga meron siyang mga corporations talaga. So, may record ng, may business ng taong to. So, nandun yung, mayroon lang isang tao talaga na magtiwala sa'yo. Pwede na yun eh.
Tsaka may network na siya.
Correct. Yeah, let's talk about yung fallback, siya.
Alam mo, ang gaganda ng mga tanong nyo talaga. Oo. So, di ba sabi nila, kung magre-resign ka, what if hindi nag-work kung ano man yung gusto mong i-pursue? So, dapat may plan B ka. May plan A, may plan B, may plan C.
Yeah.
Plan whatever. For me, it doesn't work. Okay? For me, there's only plan A. There's no plan B. So if plan A doesn't work, you have to make it work. If it doesn't work, you have to make it work. If it doesn't work, you have to make it work. In other words, kailangan ilagay mo na yung lahat-lahat mo
Everything.
doon.
Yung mindset niya.
Everything, yeah.
Kasi pag alam mo na, okay, sige, try ko lang to. Sige lang, try lang. Kung hindi mag-work,
Babalik ka
naman
ulit.
akong babalik.
Yeah.
What if mabore ka ulit, di ba? Mag-quit ka ulit, tapos na-try mo ulit. What if hindi? Kailangan may paninindigan ka kasi. So, it has to be very clear with you ano yung gagawin mo after you quit your job at paninindigan mo siya. Now, I'm not saying na, kasi meron kang goal, di ba? And then may strategies to reach your goal. So, this has to be fixed. The goal has to be fixed. And then yung strategies mo, that can change. For example,
Okay.
ang strategies ko lang nun is, I want to write books, I want to give talks, blah, blah, blah. Pero ang pinaka-purpose ko is, I really want to communicate happiness, inspiration, and meaning through what I do. So, ngayon, nag-evolve siya. I also do courses, I also do seminars, etc.
Workshops, yeah.
Workshops, etc. At ngayon, mas nag-evolve pa siya. Now, I have this platform, Right University, and I'm planning to invite experts to teach in my platform. So, nag-evolve siya. So, what I'm saying is, dapat kung ano yung decision mo, papanindigan mo siya at ibibigay mo yung buong-buo.
Yeah.
Meron yung sinasabi nila na burn your ship, tama ba? Ang nag-originate nun, ang storya nun ay, di ba, pupunta sila, mananalakay sila doon sa isla na yon. So, meron silang ship. Ang burn your ships is literally,
Sunugin mo na siya.
nila yun. Kasi you either die or you succeed. Kasi pag
Sa island.
alam mo, pag nag-fail, sige, babalik na lang ako sa ship.
Correct.
Takas na lang kami. So, it doesn't work. So, you have to really be clear about your plan and do everything to make it work. If it doesn't work, make it work.
Yeah. Kasi yung iba nga,
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable. Tsaka may naging guest kasi kami dito na uso yung boomerang employee. Parang they leave and then people come and go and then they come back, diba?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that kasi kung what if na-realize mo naman talaga na being an entrepreneur or being a businessman is not for you, diba? Talagang na-realize mo na mas okay pala talaga yung sa corporate world. Start ka ulit, diba? Kaya naman, basta naman graceful naman yung exit mo, there is nothing wrong na babalik ka. Kaya naman kung maayos pa rin naman yung reputation and credentials mo, you can go back. Pero kung nakaset yung mind mo na kaya ka aalis because ayaw mo talaga nung ginagawa mo, ayaw mo ng industry na yon. Hindi lang sa ayaw mo ng boss, pero ayaw mo ng trabaho, ayaw mo ng ka-showbizan or ayaw mo ng politics doon sa particular work na yon, di ba? Tapos babalikan mo lang na ulit. Parang kinain mo lang yung sinuha mo. Yun yung point ni Miss Shadon. Kaya yung iba pong nag-iisip ngayon na mag-resign and then mag-start ng something, think ilang bang times na pag-iisipan nila. Maraming beses. You have to talk to your mentors. Ganon. You have to...
Hindi ko dyan helpful yung list ni Michelle.
Yeah.
Kasi,
Buy
diba,
her book.
You will never know if talagang emotional ka lang ba at that moment? Di ba sabi nga nila, don't decide when you're angry or when you're feeling emotional kasi it will cloud your judgment.
Yeah.
So, kung merong checklist, at least guided ka what to prepare for. Because you might be just impulsive nung inisip mo na, I want to quit my job.
Yeah.
Wow. And then put yourself in that situation. Yung sinabi kanina ni Misha na burn the ship. Parang nilagay ko nga yung sarili ko doon. Parang, hala, ano nga pala.
Hindi mo walang atrasan, di ba?
Wala na atrasan. Ikaw siya, may mga binorn ka na ba na ship?
Pinasabog ko.
May mga binorn ka na ba na billboard? yung talagang sinabi mo sa sarili mo na pag ito hindi nag-work, kailangan mangyari to, di ba?
Ang daming beses na. So,
diba?
Tapos, hindi rin nag-work.
Yeah.
So, nga rin at the latter. So,
ano yung mga naging businesses mo after nung yung nag-breed ka ng ano, and then napunta ka sa trading, napunta ka sa
breed and then reloading business.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was 18 yung papasok ka sa isang cubicle tapos may 3D movies. So it originated from me. And then 3 coffee shops, 1 restaurant, 1 bar. So it's under Gasaway group of companies. So I'm handling 8 ventures at the age of 19.
Wow.
Yeah. So meron ding
Ano bang ginawa ko doon?
So may woodcraft manufacturing din ako that time. So nakikipag-partner lang ako. I own 49% of the share. Meron din akong I tied up with the subsidiary, the third subsidiary of Magnolia under San Miguel Group, which is Gelato Eduardo. So I have this particular distribution of gelato.
Yeah. Kanina sinabi mo na may mga nag-influence sa'yo kaya ka napunta dyan sa ganyang,
Yes.
di ba? So, hanggang ngayon ba nag-aaral ka pa rin for that? Kasi masyado kang maraming mga businesses, marami kang mga pinasok na industry, di ba? And then, yung knowledge na kailangan, or skill na kailangan mo ma-develop or kailangan mo ma-acquire para mag-succeed ka doon, saan mo siya nakakuha?
Yeah, in relation with that, lalo na sa mga nagre-resign sa binanggit ni Ma'am siya, is for me talaga, every day is a learning process. And ako, as a actually, drop out ako ng AB Political Science.
Ang layo sa business, no?
Saya ako.
Kala ko,
And then 3 semesters, tapos hindi pa pumapasok, tapos drop dito, so nagloko talaga. And then hanggang sa pinatalsik na ako ng school. So from there, wala talaga akong nakuha. So for me talaga, it's the basics of education talaga lies in the elementary days and the high school days. And from there, it should be a learning process right now that we have a lot of access through the internet. So I keep on advice to those resigning, i-unfollow or unlike yung may mga pages na lalo na yung mga puro balita na mga negative. Ako wala akong it will really affect your mindset.
Yeah.
Sakit sa ulit. Ako, naka-unfollow. Ayoko magbanggit. So, in-unfollow ko lahat these media agencies. Then focus on the pages of Forbes, Entrepreneur Philippines, Business Insider. Focus, believe me, mark my word, everything talaga your mindset talaga will change and sobra ka ma-enlighten na yung idea mo pala ganito and idea mo pala ganito.
Read books, di ba? Yes. Read books, watch videos.
I have a question kasi being a teenager, did you present yourself to these people you partnered with to come up with a business?
Good question. So my first business when I was 18, this movie thing, is that I pitched myself at the age of 18 for him to invest 300,000 pesos in exchange of 20% equity. So the question there is, saan ko natutunan yun? It's reading talaga through these certain pages, these certain websites.
Yeah.
Na kailangan ko pala mag-pitch for them to invest and this is the return of investment at the age of 18 and then ito yung kailangan na kapalit, equity, and then ano yung securities, paano yung memorandum of agreement.
Did you study that? That parang what's in it for me, BFM, para dun sa taong yon?
Kumbaga, pati yung the side of the marketing. Kaya sabi ni Ma'am, in terms of public speaking, it's 95% marketing and 5% speaking. So I really agree with that. Because ako, in terms of marketing, I'm really good. Pero, hindi ako pinanganak na ganun.
Yeah, correct.
For me, sorry.
Hindi siya talent, di ba?
For me, there is no such thing talaga as, kasi ikaw yan eh. For me, there is no such thing.
Pwede siyang matutunan.
Correct. It's ikaw kung paano mo hubugin yung sarili mo towards that version of yourself.
Wow. Reason why I've asked that, guys, kasi in our province, sa Romblon, at saka meron tayo ngayong hanggang year 12, that actually, those words will actually inspire them na meron kang magagawa even if you are just a teenager. You just have to study it and really push yourself, initiate the thing that you would want to happen.
Yes.
And then gusto ko yung point na doon na parang it's a skill, okay? Pwede siyang matutunan. Okay, you're not born. Kasi yung mga tao kasi normally ino-overestimate nila yung talent na parang kapag may sobrang successful, kasi he was born to be that successful na, kaya naman kasi dahil naman yan sa parents niya or whatever, kaya naman pinanganak talaga siya para maging ganyan. Pero no, look at mga sports, mga athletes, di ba? Singers, mga performers, hindi naman sila naging ganon overnight or hindi naman, dahil simula ng bata talagang inaaral na nila. So, same with business, same with your career, di ba? Hindi pinanganak yung tao na yun na naging successful na siya. And then, ang dami na natin mga narinig na kwento na parang they came from this province and then walang-wala and then sobrang bumongga yung naging successful talaga sila, diba?
Yep.
Let's move on to yung consequences ng pag nag-leave ka ng job na so nag-resign ka na and then it failed. Yung consequences na inisip mo nun na may mga na-experience.
Oo, yung mga before ka kasi mag-leave ng job, di ba? May mga tanong ka na what if? What if hindi mag-succeed yung business ko? What if mabore ako dun sa path na gusto kong tahakin? What if, ang daming what ifs. Pero sabi nga ni Jim Carrey na you can succeed in doing what you don't love to do. You can either succeed in doing what you love to do or what you don't love to do. So why don't you give chance doing what you love to do?
Okay, paki-status na po.
Pero Michelle, I have a question. Diba?
Yes.
We keep on telling na you should prepare, you should get ready. But what are you really preparing for? What do you have to be ready for?
Yes, you need to be ready financially, of course. Diba? Yung safety net, ganyan. And then, you also need to be ready emotionally. Kaya mo ba yung adversities? Diba? Yung adversity quotient. Kaya mo ba yung adversities na mag-fail ka? Kaya mo ba na alam mong walang steady flow of income? Kaya mo bang i-accept yun? And next is you also have to surround yourself with people who will support you.
Support system.
Kailangan support system ka. Kasi kung ang support system mo lang, yung mga colleagues mo, di ba? So pag na-bore ka na dito, pupunta ka sa kanila, sabihin lang, ba't ka kasi nag-resign? Dapat balik ka na lang. So, dapat you have to surround yourself with people who are already living your dreams.
Okay.
So, in my case, before I quit my job, I had friends who already quit their jobs. So, I would see them every now and then. Tinatanong ko talaga, anong highs ng pag quit ng job mo? Ano yung lows? So, sinasabi nila talaga sa akin, as in, no holds barred. Siya, namore ako, nagkasakit ako ng first few weeks nang nag-leave ako ng job ko kasi hindi pala sanay yung katawan ko doon. So, sinasabi nila sa akin, so, nagkakaroon ako ng idea ngayon, glimpse ko ano yung buhay ng nag-quit ng job.
Okay.
So,
parang no sugar coating talaga.
No sugar coating, oo. Tapos, when I quit my job and I was experiencing what they were telling me before, I had to talk to them again. So, anong ginawa mo? Nandito ako sa stage na yun ngayon. Anong gagawin ko? Ganun. So, you really need to surround yourself with people who are positive. Tama yung sabi ni Sian, di ba, na online, choose what you watch. So, don't watch too much TV. Ang dami negativities doon. Sobrang dami. Nakaka-stress.
Madidrain ka talaga.
Madidrain ka talaga. So, you need to surround yourself with people who are very supportive of you. So, like in my case, I'm part of the Truly Rich Club of Bo Sanchez. So, parang quarterly, we have these closed-door meetings with Bo Sanchez and some of the top entrepreneurs in the Philippines. Like yesterday, we had Winston Lim as our guest. Sila yung may-ari ng Abenson, saka ng Walter Mart sa Philippines.
Okay.
So, imagine talking to them. And then we had a chance pa to talk one-on-one. Tinawag ako ni Brother Bo. Winston would like to talk to you. So, we really talked. And you being surrounded by these people na minsan nga in a table, di ba? Round table. Ang iniisip mo lang is ganito, how can I make this much money? Or how can I do this and that? Tapos nag-uusap na, magkano may transactions? 15 million? Mga ganun. Wow, magkano?
Si Sian Gasa, isama niyo doon.
Nawawidan yung horizon mo. And then these people are very generous kasi we have this mindset na rich people are filthy rich na
arrogant or whatever.
But these people, alam mo yung concern nila is how to give back.
Yeah.
when you talk to them, they're so humble. Minsan naisip natin, these are high people, paano ko sila ma-reach?
Correct.
Ang taas na nila. But in reality, these are people who are willing to help kasi they've already achieved a certain level of success.
Correct.
Ngayon naman, ang gusto nila is, I want to leave a legacy to build people na maging successful din. And these are people din who take care of certain ministries for the poor, etc. So imagine na it's not all about money, it's about having a purpose in life, it's about being significant. Sabi nga ni Bo Sanchez, success is achieving your dreams, significance is helping people achieve their dreams. So surround yourself with these people.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ni Sean, sometimes it's all about connections, di ba? And then yung katulad yung kay Sian, teenager, parang sino ba yung mga teenager ngayon who has like the guts to talk to entrepreneurs, to businessmen, di ba? Yung
present yourself, I'm a teenager and this is what my plans are.
Di ba? College dropout, correct, di ba? So, yung kasi si siya ganun din ginawa niya, di ba? Parang sinurround niya ngayon sarili niya ng mga people na who are living yung dream niya. So, ikaw, yung in your case, of course, you've gained a lot of connections, friends, and you've lost some.
A lot.
Of course, a lot, di ba?
I'm called Miss Scammer afterwards.
Yeah. Let's talk about yun yung consequence ng dahil pinurso mo yung gusto mo.
Yeah. Nakakatawa nun. I'm happy with the conversation kasi parang balance kami ni Mom siya.
Yeah.
So it's more on the spirituality side and idealistic side. Tapos ako parang, okay, dito lang ako sa mundo. Parang something like that. On that note, consequences, specifically with sa mga taong nag-resign, is sobra talagang hirap on their end. Kasi ang mangyari is, meron kang kinasanayang mundo. Meron kang kinasanayang environment na bigla na lang all of the sudden is aalis ka doon. In which yung pag-alis mo is choice mo pa, and yun nga sabi na at your own risk. So on the side naman of resigning, wala akong ma-share on that dahil wala akong experience basically.
Never ka nag-resign.
So on the note naman of consequence on my part on pursuing what I want in relation with this resignation na pwedeng gawin ng mga tao is if really pursue sa gusto mong bagay talaga, ang lahat talaga ng problem is external. In a way na yung mga hindrances is mga galing outside you, pero internally ikaw is push ka pa rin ng push. I-relate ko dun sa sinabi ni Mom siya is that correct yun kailangan mong palibutan yung sarili mo ng mga taong positive and always look forward or idolize people or shoot for people. Sundan mo yung buhay ng mga tao that are really successful. On my end kasi ang sinundan ko talaga is si Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, kasi drop out din siya ng Harvard.
Yes, at the same time, finalo ko na sila Warren Buffett, sila Bill Gates, lahat ng mga stories nila, something like that. Tapos, kumbaga, it will start from there. Kung sino yung tinitingala mong tao, sino yung tinitingala mong tao. And from there kasi, mismong mamagnet mo na yung mga tao sa buhay mo with that particular mindset, the job in shooting, idolizing them. On the consequences side talaga is expect talaga that everything or 90% talaga will not hindi mangyayari kung paano mo siya pinlano or paano mo siya ginusto.
Okay.
Ang dami mong plano sa buhay, ang dami mong ako talaga hugot kasi ko talaga on my personal experience na ito yung pinlano mo, dapat next year ganito na ako, dapat ganito gagawin ko, tapos bandang huli never mong inisip para sa sarili mo yung pa nangyari sa'yo.
Banking on your personal experience Ian, did you ever feel before na you're odd, you're different? Kasi being a teenager, eto na yung ginagawa ko. Kagaya ng sabi natin when we were teens at that time, investments, business is not wala sa utak natin
Filipinos, diba? Wala sa culture natin.
Honestly, you will never feel different because the society will make you feel different. Kasi outside ka to the norms of the society. Ang
unique.
Unique ka. So, ikaw sa sarili mo, you're just doing it kasi ito yung alam mo. So, there's no factor na masabi sa sarili mo na, I feel different. No, walang ganun na mararamdam mo. Parang ang point kasi doon, paano mo siya mararamdaman na different ka kung wala kang point of comparison? So, the society is telling you that you're different by throwing stones at you. Masakit lang pakinggan is negative side siya kasi hindi yung norms ng society na dapat dito gagraduate ka lang, mag-aaral ka na mabuti, then after mo mag-aaral na mabuti kailangan mo makakuha ng diploma and then kailangan mo mag-work 8 hours a day. So that's the norm of the society. So kapag ginagawa mo itong bagay ito at the young age, at the same time di ka rin nakagraduate and whatsoever, the society is throwing stones at you. Pero katulad din sinabi ko, the motivation lalo na sa mga nag-resign is really coming from your definite goals in life, definite life goals in life. Because from your definite life goals comes with your definite direction.
He's
And then-
really making a lot of sense.
O, diba?
Definite direction, and always also with the decision making and the consequences part, kahit naka-resign ka na, you always ask yourself pag gising mo, titingin ka sa salamin, and what do I want ba ako sa sarili ko 5 years from now? Why? Kasi yung ginagawa mo dapat today should benefit, for example 2017 ngayon, kung ano yung ginagawa mo today should benefit your 2018 self, should benefit your 2019 self, should benefit your 2020 or 2025 self. Because kung yung ginagawa mo today won't benefit your future self, what's the sense of doing it?
Yes, exactly.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you have, what's your future plans, Pam?
Future plans
Aside from ano?
Alright,
Coffee.
sige, I'll be honest. I know this is too ambitious, pero I think I can shoot for it. I'm planning to hit my first billion at the age of 30. Kasi goal ko siya sa Forbes at 30 under 30. So that's why I'm shooting for the application, because that's the only thing that it can boost me towards this billion goal by papers through the stocks of the corporation.
Okay.
So ibig sabihin, kung ano yung ginagawa ko yun, it's a master plan of everything in my life. So I could retire at the age of 40 when my son is 19.
Wow.
Your son is living with you?
No, living with her mom.
With her mom, okay. Pero you support your son,
definitely.
okay. Kasi yun nga yung kanina na, what if kung di lang naman sarili mo iniisip mo, may mga dependents ka. Yun yung pinaka-factor doon na, kaya yung iba sa atin, hindi makapag-resign. Marami nakaka-relate ngayon na, baka gusto nilang mag-quit ng job nila, hindi naman nila ina-enjoy, pero breadwinner sila ng family. Meron silang pinapaaral, di ba? O kaya naman, sila yung head ng family nila. So, isa yun sa, buti sana kung sarili mo lang kaya mong tiisin yung gutom, yung maglakad, or whatever, o kaya naman yung wala kang trabaho. Pero, pag nandun na yung risk ng relationship, yung mga loved ones mo, di ba? Yun yung mahirap talagang i-risk.
Yes. Alam mo, maganda yung nasabi mo, MA, kasi meron namang ways para ma-manage yung risks. So, for example, kung, let's say, alam mo talaga na magre-resign ka, pero you cannot afford to resign yet kasi nga may family na umaasa pa sa'yo, may ways naman to make money while you're still employed. Make more money through sidelines while you're still employed. So, may mga offline yan, or may mga online. Offline, for example, pwede ka mag-host, di ba, ng events during weekends, ginagawa ni F. Tapos, yung online, sobrang daming opportunities online to make money. Isa dyan would be affiliate marketing. Ipapromote mo yung product ng ibang tao, then you get commissions. And everything's done online. You get a unique affiliate link. Ipapost mo lang yung link sa Facebook or whatever. Pag may nag-click sa link na yun at bumili, automatically, mapupunta sa yung commission. You don't even have to track. Kasi yung system na yung magta-track for you. At marami pang iba, like, pwede kang kumuha ng mga freelancing gigs na pwede mo siyang gawin on a weekend or...
Yeah.
For example, I have a friend na trainer siya, so freelancer trainer din siya, but from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., meron siyang online job. So imagine, hindi pa nagsisimula yung araw ng mga tao, siya tapos na niya yung work niya. And the amount she's getting for 4 hours a day na work, 5 days a week, is almost equivalent to what a full-time employee gets. Kasi the client is from abroad. So the payment is in dollars. You get paid in dollars and then you spend in pesos. Diba? So yun yung mga ways to mitigate yung risks. Huwag ka muna mag-resign right away. Even if sobrang nasa-stress ka na, too much negativity, whatever, because you also need to sacrifice for the family. Tiisin mo muna konti. But you can do something on the side. At pag lumaki na to, yung something on the side, that's when you can quit your job.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Gusto ko lang i-segue. There's a chapter here wherein I talked about the different ways to make money while you're still employed. Legal ways to make money while you're still employed. And sobrang doable for everyone. Like sabi nga ni Sian, di ba, everything is learnable. It's a skill kasi that can be learned.
Yeah. Okay, kasi pag-usapan pala natin yung best path to take your job. Best path to take after leaving the job. Kasi iba hindi naman business.
Yes.
Yung, may gusto silang i-pursue na career talaga na passion nila.
Correct.
Since they were like kids. Gusto pa na nila mag-artista. Gusto pa na nila maging musician. Kaya lang yung income, di ba, nandun yung factor na mas maliit yung sasweldohin ko kung ito yung pupurso ko. Ano yung advice sa mga gano'n na gusto niya talaga magbanda pala pero nasa corporate world siya?
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. First and foremost, hindi mo lagi ko sinasabi. I like the point kaya nag-volunteer na ako.
Gusto mo mag-artista?
No. I like the point kasi of doing your passion. Tama ano ba yung katatahakin kasi sila, clueless sila, then hindi nila alam kung ano yung tatahakin nila. Correct? So, first and foremost, ang kailangan mo i-secure bago mo ma-pursue yung passion mo is your finances.
Kaya ba? Kaya ma-sustain? Diba?
So, parang ang sinasabi ko sa kanila always is that, honestly, okay na gawin mo yung passion mo, whatever it is, pero kailangan ka merong isang income stream na maging cash cow mo.
Correct.
And kahit ayaw mo yun, kahit hindi mo yung passion, kailangan mo yung passionin. No, I'm telling it. Kailangan mo yung passionin kasi kailangan mo magawa yung passion mo.
Correct. Most employees naman ngayon may mga ganun, di ba? With the virtue of magical technology, you can do two things or you can multitask actually. Do it in the weekends on the side.
Yes, well, that's where the cliche goes na we all have 24 hours and what are you doing with the 24 hours?
So ako, lagi ko even with the show with Mo, lagi sinasabi is the best talaga na tahakin mo is through a simple trading. Do a simple trading kasi para sa akin, if kumbaga the first step is to secure your finances para magawa mo yung passion mo. Kasi when you do your passion, ang masarap kasi when you're doing your passion, kahit wala nang pumapasok na income, basta
passive siya.
Passive.
No, I mean, kahit wala nang pumapasok na income, for example, with the modeling and gigs, kahit wala naman talaga maayos sa income stream, happy ka lang.
Okay lang.
Ang mahirap kasi, you're doing your passion, tapos pag-uwi mo, iintindihin mo yung kakainin mo.
Yeah. Correct. Maraming mga ganun nga.
So, ang lagi nila tanong sa akin, so ano dapat yung gawin? So, my personal advice talaga is you do trading. Very simple trading. Don't make everything complicated. You just need to find a product that you need to sell. And then, math never lies. So, kasi that's the language of business, math. Hindi siya nagsisinungaling. So, all you need to do is to i-goal mo lang kung magkano yung income na kailangan mo per month para ma-secure lahat ng daily needs mo.
Yeah.
Kailangan mo lang yan. For example, you don't need to shoot for stars first. Minsan kasi yung iba pag-resign nila, they thought, alright, this is the break of my life.
Yeah.
This is it.
Bakasyon na.
Hindi, bakasyon na. Ito na yun. Dito na ako maging millionaire. No, the trouble starts from the day you resign.
Yeah.
And then, kailangan mo i-secure. Wag muna kayo maging masyadong idealistic. That's the problem with Filipinos. Minsan, sa sobrang na mindset na with different mentors and nabaliw na with different learnings online, masyadong naging idealistic. Kailangan pa rin yung ground mo is inside the world pa rin, the realistic world, in a way na kailangan mo maintindihan that there's no easy way going to that portion. Kailangan mo muna i-secure with the I forgot this Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, something like that. So kailangan mo muna i-secure yung mga daily needs mo, na kailangan i-shoot mo muna magkano ba talaga ang kailangan ko per month. You do the math. You don't think ano ba yung gagawin mo or passion. No, kailangan mo i-secure muna yung math kasi kahit balik-balik rin natin ang mundo, para mabuhay ka talaga, usapin pa rin talaga ng pera kahit ayaw natin.
Yeah. May mga liabilities pa rin talaga.
So, pag na-compute mo na, if let's say, ang kailangan mo na income para medyo maayos na buhay at mabayaran mo lahat is 30K, then from there, you think of a certain product that you will earn 30K and how much capitalization that you will do. And where is, hindi porket wala kang capital, hindi ka na makakapag-negosyo. No. The first and foremost talaga is idea and capital will go, madali na siyang kunin through certain partners. So, you do the trading, and from there, kapag passive na siya, you have this one person, one admin lang doing the online selling and using all these resources at pinapatakbo at sinasahuran mo lang siya ng minimum about 9,000 per month, and then you're earning this net income, then do whatever you want. The passion in line with your passion. So that's my personal opinion.
Grabe.
Very helpful.
Helpful yun. Kasi yun nga, yung sinasabi niya kanina na yung iba, jump agad kasi passion. Gusto ko naman talaga mag-model. So, modeling, aminin naman natin, kahit sa mga freelance na, di ba, yung mga nag-jump into freelance hosting, di ba? Yung sinasabi rin kanina ni siya na, what if wala kang gig? Diba? For example, may YouTube. What if walang earning yung YouTube videos mo? Iyon lang yung bread and butter mo, di ba? What if meron kang mortgage na binabayaran, let's say, in my case, like, 20,000 a month. Saan mo kunin yun? Yung car na binabayaran mo, like, 10,000 a month. Tapos, bigla siyang mamawala. And then, yung support system mo, gagamitin mo, mangutang ka or hiram ka sa parents mo or sa family. Diba? Parang,
yeah, siguro you should have to prepare for the worst. Now, what if everything goes wrong? Will I still be able to survive?
Yeah. Tsaka parang para maiwasan niya natin yung babalik ka rin ulit sa pagiging employee, make sure ready ka na. Yung sinabi ni Misha na mag-sacrifice ka muna siguro mga ilang months or ilang years na mag-isip ka ng pwedeng pagkakitaan, online business, or mag-start ka ng may i-hone kang skill na pwede mo siyang pagkakitaan. Okay, kailangan marami kang, anong tawag nila doon, yung income streams.
So yun, gusto ko lang i-point out yung about passion and income streams. So unahin muna natin yung passion. Passion is overrated. Lagi do what you love to do. Ano talagang gusto mong gawin. But it's not the complete definition. Okay? I see David Bonifacio, na ang ganda ng definition niya ng passion. Passion is something that you love to do so much, you're willing to sacrifice for it. So may essence doon na sacrifice. You really work hard for it, put in the long hours. Tapos, passion per se na something that you love to do, hindi siya complete. So, meron akong ginawang Venn diagram, and then titingnan mo saan mag-intersect. Number 1, it's something that you love to do. Okay. Number 2, it's something where you excel. Kasi hindi naman sobrang gustong-gusto mong kumanta. Ang sakit pakinggan ng boses mo, di ba? So, hindi ganun. So, something that you love to do, tapos it's what
something that you do best.
Yes. And then here's where the money comes in. Kasi pwede naman gustong-gusto mo, tapos magaling ka, pero hindi mo alam. So, how do you make money? There's only one secret to making money. Gusto niyo malaman?
Yeah.
Joke.
Reveal the top secret now.
The top secret to making money is all about, the keyword is value. You give value and then you get paid in return. So dapat something that you love to do, something that you do best, isa lang yun. And then now you're thinking, how can I give value to other people through something that I love to do? For example, me, I don't know how to put on makeup. So when I have seminars, gigs na big events, I hire someone to put makeup for me. So that's the value that she gives me, and I'm willing to pay her for that value.
The service.
For the service. For example, let's say another thing na hindi ko kayang gawin is I cannot reply to all my emails. Kasi ang dami, so hindi ko na ma-replyan. So I have someone who do it for me. Who does it
you
for
outsource,
me.
Diba?
I outsource it. Virtual assistant ko siya. We've never met personally in person, but she does it for me. That's the value that she gives me, so I can have more time to do what I do best. Diba? So think of kahit ano man yung talent na meron ka, kahit nga pag-smile kailangan mo lang mag-isip ng ways saan ko magagamit yung smile ko para makapag-add ng value to other people. So there are so many ways to make money, but the key word is you have to provide value to other people. And then on income stream naman, dapat hindi lang isa yung income stream mo. So if you're employed right now and your only income stream is your salary, that is very, very risky. Especially sa world natin ngayon, ang dami na nangyayari, ang dami merging na nangyayari, outsourcing, and so on. You cannot depend on your company to pay for the bills, diba? You cannot depend on your job kasi knock on wood, what if biglang na-outsource yung company mo? What if biglang nagkaroon ng retrenchment? What if biglang inabsorb yung company mo and they cannot absorb you?
Or what if you get sick? Diba?
What if you get sick? Ikaw mismo. So it's very risky na isa lang yung income stream mo. So right now that you're still employed, you're very blessed because you have a steady flow of income that can pay for the bills. And now, hindi ka naman siguro mag-work ng 24/7, di ba? You have time after work, 5:30, sa mga or sa call center after
morning like 8 a.m. diba?
And I'm pwedeng gawin, what can I do 2 hours a day that can give me money? What can I do on weekends that can give me money? Yung vacation leaves mo, instead of using it to go on vacation, #YOLO, FOMO, di ba? Instead of mag-sacrifice ka muna, delay mo muna yung gratification mo. Okay, I can afford na hindi mo na magbakasyon ngayon, and I'll use this vacation leave to learn this particular skill, to learn this particular craft, and I will make money from this, and the money I will make, I will use to ganyan. And another thing that you can do is to invest in the stock market. So trading, sabi ni Sian.
Mutual funds.
Investing in the stock market is so simple and easy. Pwede mo siyang gawin. Ako, 20 minutes a month lang ako nag-i-invest sa stock market. So, when you invest in the stock market, ang nangyayari kasi is you become part owners of these companies. So, if you ask me, what do I do? I have these businesses, but I'm also partners with Gokong Wei, with Ayala, with
mga blue chip companies,
with MVP, and they actually work for me because they work for the business, and then my money is making money for me.
What I noticed kasi, especially for millennials, masyadong short term yung mga plans nila financially, diba? Like for example, there's a new iPhone 10 coming end of year, diba? So ngayon pa lang nagre-ready na sila doon or meron silang travel, diba? Next year. So ngayon pa lang, there's really nothing wrong kasi diba, life is short. Pero yun nga, kailangan hindi mo uubusin yung savings mo because of that.
Correct.
Kailangan meron kang emergency fund. Diba? Yung sinasabi rin kanina ni Sia na yung passion natin, hindi siya parang dahil lang gusto mong gawin yun tapos wala ka naman talagang pagkukuhaan. Kasi kailangan substantial din yung kailangan meron magpa-fund din talaga ng mga liabilities mo nga. Diba?
Yes.
So, later, after the break, pag-usapan natin yung mga advice natin dun sa mga tao na baka gusto na nila mag-resign ngayon tapos kailangan lang nila na
konting push.
Push na wag mag-resign.
Push na lang.
or push na mag-resign
o baka nga bukas dahil napanood nila tayo mag-resign na sila.
Ako nga nag-iisip na rin ako ngayon na wag na muna. Kasi hindi pa ako ready, di ba?
Later na, hindi pa ako kasha yung 18 months.
It's a very fun conversation. So we're actually learning a lot. So if you are just joining us via live session, please go ahead and comment down below kung may mga gusto ko yung itanong. And then please like the video and please share it with your friends, di ba? So that they can watch it sa rebroadcast. So 2 hours na po tayo nagchichikahan. Time check in the Philippines, 7:34 a.m. Stay with us. Welcome back to Call Center Radio mga ka-teammates at pinag-uusapan pa rin po natin ngayon in the booth when is the best time to resign or to quit your job. We have in the booth Shana Sino, the best-selling author of Is It Time to Quit Your Job, and of course Sian Gaza. So we have like live viewers ngayon. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Hindi, pag-uusapan para natin ngayon yung what if, yun nga, syempre hindi naman lahat supportive. Like yung sinasabi kanina ni Michelle, kailangan meron kang support system, family, friends, o kaya naman yung mga people na successful na what if meron mga tao na parang they just don't want to see you succeed, di ba? People who are pulling you down, di ba? Haters, bashers, or...
Okay, may mga tao talagang ganyan. Ang key lang dito is i-filter mo muna yung sinasabi nila. May sense ba? Meron ka bang makukuha from it?
Yeah.
May something ba na pwede kang i-change sa sarili mo? Kung wala naman, just put it on the trash. Kasi minsan, people are commenting, people who are negative, it doesn't mean na may mali sa'yo. Sometimes lang doesn't mean may mali sa'yo, but it's a reflection of what they feel with themselves.
Yeah.
So, pinoproject nila kung ano yung negativities from the inside, pinoproject nila sa'yo. So, sometimes ganun. So, you really need to discern, itong bang tao to nagpo-project lang ng negativity niya sa akin? Or, is she really concerned about me? Or even if walang concern, may sense ba yung sinasabi niya? Is there something I can learn from what she's saying?
Yeah. Kasi may mga ganun talaga, no? Being a businesswoman, meron ka talaga mga especially you're an author, so may mga bad reviews, mga ganon, mga may experience talaga natin.
So far, alam mo, minsan inisip ko, weird ba ako kasi wala akong bashers? As in, wala akong bashers. Walang, none that I know of.
Swerte mo?
There was a time na may basher ako online.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I posted a video sa isang international group of authors and speakers. Ang video ko nun is, how do you define your success as an author? So sabi ko, for me, success is if there's one person whose life was changed because of my book, I consider myself successful.
Yeah.
Tapos bigla siya nag-comment na, who are you to say that? You're not even on Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
You're not even a bestseller on Amazon. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, sino to? And then I commented back, sabi ko, is Amazon the only place to sell books?
Yeah.
Tapos may sinabi naman siya, tapos sabi naman niya, the gurus who teach people how to write books are scammers. Sabi ko, where is this person coming from? Siguro na scam siya. So ang comment ko dito, I'm sorry to hear that, ganyan. I'm sorry if maybe you've had experience being scammed. I'm sorry to hear that, blah, blah. I wish you well, ganun. Ako sabi niya, you're sarcastic and blah, blah, blah. Sabi ko, okay, too much negativity. So I took some time, okay, God bless you, I pray for you. And then I deleted my post in that group.
Okay.
Because I didn't want negativity. But I screenshot the comments because I will use it as a case study.
Yeah. Let's talk about Don. Kasi ito, marami itong share sa atin dyan. Kasi marami
Nahiya ako sa isa niyo, ma'am.
Oo, ako rin.
Nahiya. Parang gusto ko ipa-frame yung screenshot niyo, ma'am.
as a YouTuber, marami akong naging haters before. Let's talk about that, Sian. Kasi, syempre, hindi naman laging Pasko, di ba? Sa business or in life, di ba? Hindi naman laging lahat na lang support sa'yo talaga. So, you will meet those people. Sometimes you learn from them, sometimes may inis ka lang, di ba? How do you handle them?
So recently, I was crucified publicly nationwide, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We know.
So, for me talaga is, kailangan, if you really want to be successful, kailangan dumating ka na dun sa point or level that you don't care what other people, it's not about hindi mo i-consider yung mga sinasabi nila.
Yeah.
It's just that being logical and inaalis mo yung emotional side of yourself, na kahit ano pang sabihin sa'yo ng ibang tao is you don't care, and if meron kang maling nagawa, kailangan mo yun to contemplate.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, ang bottom line ko lang is how I handle that is that dumating na kasi ko dun sa point or level that I know my direction.
Yeah.
So whether people will drag me down, and recently nga nationwide, so umiyak lang ako ng 40 minutes under the shower.
May time. 40 minutes
Di
lang.
pa halata kasi may shower.
Nag-moment. Kasi
nag-moment ako kasi I was in Israel that time eh.
Pero
Then
that's
ako
also
nag-burn.
helpful to release
Because yung
pumutok yun.
Yung pumutok yun, it was my birthday.
Okay.
Kasi July 4 pumutok yung
Kailan ka ba nagpatayo ng billboard?
Billboard is July 1. In-install namin ng July 1 madaling araw.
Okay, and then after nun, nandun na yung mga
issue pumunta
scams.
ng July 3, then July 4. So, nakakatawa doon. Enjoy pa ako sa flight ko going to Israel.
Yeah.
Tapos, paglapag ko,
Pinagpipiesta. Let's address that. Did you really scam them?
In terms of scamming them, technically, it's failure to deliver, not fraudulent act.
Okay.
When you say failure to deliver, there is this certain investors or partners that you have na pumasok ka sa isang business and it didn't work out.
It happens. Business fails.
Which is very common.
Which is very common. And then from there, people will call you scammer kasi it's failed because you are the managing partner.
Okay.
So, technically, dun nagsimula yung scam. At the same time, nakatawang isipin na yung mga tunay na tao na nag-fail ako na business during that time, sila yung mga tahimik. Sila yung tahimik. Kung sino yung mga taong tinulungan mo po, at the same time, hindi mo sila talaga in-scam kasi ginamit nilang yung scam as branding eh. Yung parang, naku, wag ka dyan, wag ka bumili dyan, scam yan.
Yeah, pag hindi nag-work, in-scam ka, di ba?
Scam yan. So, anong nangyari is people ride with that particular branding, not with the scammer as a staff or whatsoever. So, they ride on the branding of scammer and then, boom.
The difference, di ba? When you say scam, it's intentionally done.
Basically, ako hindi nagmamalinis.
Yeah.
There are things na intentionally done in a way for the sake of the business. Kaya lang yung plano talaga, it didn't work out eh.
Yeah.
The way you want it to be. So when it failed, lahat ng sisi ay nasa iyo.
Shit happens, di ba? Yeah.
Yes.
So, ayun nga. So, pinag-usapan natin yung kasi baka naman masyadong inisip, di ba? Masyadong positive yung show. So, baka kailangan ko lang talagang gawin to. Pero, we're being, so yung sinasabi nga kanina ni we're being realistic. Kasi nga, meron talaga, you will encounter those people and then rock bottom, pwedeng yun yung mangyari sa'yo. Yes. So, heads up lang.
Yeah, we all have our we have our fair share of bashers. Meron din ako bilang host na Bisaya naman yan.
Yeah.
Napaka-energetic, hindi pwedeng pang mga 80-year-old ganyan. This is what my mindset is from the movie Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes.
You gotta dream. You gotta protect it. People can't do something themselves. They wanna tell you can't do it. If you want something, go get it. Period.
So, sabi kanina siya ang ginawa niya, dinilit niya kasi ayaw niya negativity. Ako, yung the way I handle them is I ignore. Completely parang di ko nakita. Kasi before, ganyan din ako, parang I used to respond. Kasi minsan bullshit yung sabihin mo na parang hindi ako naapektuhan, mga ganyan. Kasi there are comments talaga that will get to you. Minsan may mga minsan hindi ako nakakatulog. And then, napansin ko nung dati na parang sayang yung energy ko, sayang yung oras ko sa taong to, nade-depress ka, and then parang lahat i-questionin mo na yung worth mo, yung credibility mo. Pero naisip ko na the more na nagre-respond ako sa kanila or the more na ina-address ko, the more na parang ini-screenshot ko or whatever, parang lalo, kasi control talaga. Kung hindi naman talaga sila constructive, yung talagang gusto ko na nilang bisitin. Hindi mo talaga sila madadaan dun sa mga emotional, yung mga pag God bless you, yung mga parang I hope you're fine. hindi mo sila madadaan doon. Talagang gagawa pa rin sila ng way na talagang mabwisit ka. So just don't mind them. I just hide the comment para visible yun sa kanila and then to their friends, pero hindi yun visible doon sa
Community.
thread na yun.
Ako naman, ako aggressive kasi ko eh.
You reply.
I don't reply. Pero I always find them to hate me way much more.
Yeah, that's your way naman. And then other people naman kasi, Mo Twister, ang sabi niya sa kanya, pag yung sobrang pointless talaga ng comment, parang kinukuha niyo yung opportunity na yun to really burn the person, to really like show off ko na ako intelligent ako, so hindi mo ako pwedeng basta-basta salitaan ng ganyan. Kanya-kanyang strategy, pero yun yung sinasabi nga nila, make sure to focus your energy on things that matter.
Correct.
Okay? Kung alam mo talaga kung ano yung, sabi nga ni Sian kanina, kung alam mo kung ano yung future plans mo, kung ano yung direction na gusto mo, ano lang yun magiging roadblock lang sila. Diba?
Tsaka, pero on the positive side naman of haters the fact that there are haters and there are people who actually spend time hating you, you are doing something. You are reaching out to people na. It's just that iba lang yung interpretation nila about it.
You're rocking the boat kasi, diba? Parang nakikita nila insecure. Normally, doon talaga na parang hindi nila na-achieve kung ano yung na-achieve mo, o kaya naman may ginagawa ka na hindi nila ginagawa or hindi nila magawa. Kaya, naiinis sila sa sarili nila, yung negativity, parang gusto nila na yun nga, sabi kanina, dinadrag ka nila pababa. Kasi gusto nila miserable ka rin.
Sabi nga ng isang artista, if you hate me and you know everything about me, bitch, you're a fan.
You're a fan.
Sino artista yan?
Madonna. Let's share kung kasi may mga interested na kasi yung pinaplug natin tong show na to na when is the best time to resign. Syempre may mga nandun na sila sa ganong situation. So ano yung mga advice pala natin sa kanila?
Okay. When you think you're ready, ang suggestion ko is ito-test mo muna yung waters. So for example, if there's a way for you na makapag-leave sa company, let's say 10 days, 12 days, or a few months, para i-test mo, okay, just for that span of time, gawin mo tong gusto mong gawin.
Okay.
I actually did it in 2011. I felt I was ready. So I tested the waters. So 2011, I took a 2 months leave, special leave, without pay. And for the next 2 months, yun ginagawa ako full-time yung nagsusulat, ganyan. So, sobrang excited ako kasi yun yung, wow, buffet writing. Di ba? Hindi ko kailangan pumasok. From sun up to sundown, nagsusulat ako. And then, alam mo yung result nun after 2 months? Boredom. For the next few months, ayoko na magsulat. Nasukang-suka na ako sa pagsusulat. So, imagine if I quit my job right there and then. Nawala kaagad ako, nawala ako sa purpose ko and all. So, before you resign, you have to check, okay, kaya ko na, if there's a way for you to test the waters, gawin mo yan.
Yeah.
Of course, you're already doing it on the side, diba? That's the ideal na gagawin mo siya on the side, check mo na, pag ito may potential ng ang laki ng income mo dito, yun, pwede ka na talaga mag-resign. Next is, the best time to quit is when you're financially prepared, financially ready. Hindi lang na may pera kang nakalaan na 6 months or 12 months, but ikaw mismo, marunong kang mag-manage ng pera mo. You know how to manage what little you have or what much you have. And then next is, it's the best time to quit your job if also you're emotionally ready at kaya mo nang panindigan yung decision mo.
Okay.
Yan.
Perfect. What about you, Sian?
Ako, for me, di ba kung may mapapansin nyo, maraming nag-stay sa company for 10 years, 15 years, tapos magre-resign lang din sila 20 years kasi they keep on waiting for the best time. Nakakatawang isipin may mga teachers back before way back high school na during the graduation, inawardan siya ng 40 years of service. What? Seriously? You stayed here for 40 years throughout your life? So maybe that's their passion. Pero going on the part na may mga 20 years sa work tapos nag-resign pa.
Yeah.
Because they keep on waiting for the best time. And technically, there's really no such thing as best time because you define your own best time.
Yeah, life is now.
I mean, life is now in a way that you define your own best time, not being too much idealistic, but you prepare yourself in which na katulad nung kay Ma'am siya that pinrepare niya yung 18 months niya. Pero basically, the advice is really 6 months. And then prepare mo na rin yung both mo after resigning, something like that. So for me, you define your best time in a way that you really decide first sa sarili mo because kapag decided ka na sa sarili mo, everything will follow na in preparing yourself towards that day of that you've been waiting for the rest of your life, and that's your filing your resignation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very nice advice yung kay Sian. Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba, we have our own clock. Okay?
Yeah.
Kasi kung yung society yung gusto mo na at the age of 20, at the age of 25, kailangan manager ka na, at the age of 30, kailangan ganito. Kung yun yung susundin mo, you're not really living. Kasi, for example, may mga nag-resign na, susundan mo na sila, o kaya naman nag-change na sila, nasa abroad na yung friend mo. Feeling mo, kailangan mag-abroad ka na rin at the age of ganito. Alam mo yun, yung may car na yung friend mo at the age of 20. So, may mga tao kasi na gano'n, nape-pressure sila dun sa norms ng society na parang kailangan mangyari din sa akin to. So, tanggalin mo muna yon, okay? Focus ko ano talaga yung priority mo, okay? So, for example, ang priority mo ngayon, makagraduate yung mga sisters, okay? Mga siblings mo. Kaya naman, ma-pay off mo yung car, kaya naman yung mga debts, mga ganon. Kailangan meron ka munang priority, and then, di ba sabi nga ni Susie Orman, kailangan unahin mo yung mga kaya mo munang bayaran. Like, mga small debts muna, para ma-cross na sila ng list. Tapos, habang tumatagal, makakakuha ka na ng mga opportunities, and you are actually buying more time to pursue your passion or hone your skills na pwede ka mag-earn ng income doon.
Yeah, tsaka diba sinabi nga ni na Miss Sha, na when you decide on it na panindigan mo siya.
Yes.
You need to have a solid big why on why you are doing it. Para when the going gets tough, you're ready. And yung tipong hindi mo aatrasan, babalik ka din pala to where you started na employee ka, diba?
Correct.
And have the balls really to accept the circumstances of your decision.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not always positive. There will always be times na mahit mo yung rock bottom, but it's not about how many times you failed. It's how many times you bounced back.
Yes.
Diba? Resilience.
And then you cannot blame it on other people. Na pag nag-fail yun, it's on you. It's always on you. So, napaka-interesting yung ating topic for today. I hope marami po kayong mga natutunan. May mga gusto kayong i-plug, like your book. Go ahead, Sha.
Oh yes, so this is my latest book, Is It Time to Quit Your Job? So kung kayo po ay nag-iisip na mag-quit ng job, ang advice ko po, wag muna. Basahin niyo muna.
Basahin muna.
Kasi
saan
baka
available yan, girl?
Nyo. So right now, mami, after this, may show ako, The Author's Voice, and after that, didiretso na ako sa Manila International Book Fair sa SMX. I have a short talk doon. Then I'm also launching this book. It will be available soon in National Bookstore. But if you want to order online, you may order at kerygmabooks.com. At may free gift din ako sa lahat mga nanonood sa atin ngayon.
Okay.
So, di ba, sinasabi ko kanina na you have to have many income streams, hindi lang yung work mo. So, there are ways to make money while you're on vacation. Okay. I wrote this ebook. It's a free ebook that I'm giving to you. It's called How to Earn While on Vacation. It has a foreword by Bo Sanchez. You may download it for free at seminarphilippines.com. Again, that's seminarphilippines.com. At sa mga nanonood naman sa atin na meron silang mga pangarap sa buhay at gusto nilang malaman, paano ka ba ma-achieve yung mga pangarap ko? May mga sikreto. There is a science to achieving your dreams faster. So I wrote an ebook. It's called How to Make Your Dreams Come True. It has a blurb or endorsement by Brian Tracy. You may download it for free at shanasino.com/dreams.
Diba?
Again, that's shanasino.com/dreams.
O yan, bonus na yan, mga ka-teammates. Sian, you should write a book. You should, di ba? May mga gusto kang i-plug, like your,
in terms of my business, so more confidential.
social media, Instagram.
Honestly, I'm having a show already.
Wow.
Yeah, this week with Sian Gaza.
Saan to?
This is October. So it will be widely spread through digital media.
YouTube.
With big pages and all.
Yeah, perfect. Yan, so
with different companies.
Please follow. And then mayroon tayong gustong i-announce, Frank.
Yep. Creative Voices Productions VoiceWorks, the country's premier and most comprehensive voice acting and dubbing workshop, is opening its door to the 42nd batch of individuals who want to explore their potential. Be one of the best voice talents in the Philippines. Join VoiceWorks now. Classes start this October 7. Just visit facebook.com/Creative Voices Productions for more details. And I will be there. And Misha as well. You will be there, right?
Kung interested kayo sa voice acting or dubbing, di ba, I suggest you participate doon.
Maybe,
Yeah, and then don't forget to like our official page.
We have Call Center Radio PH, and we also have Call Center Radio Network. So if you wanna reach us out, you can always message us and comment down below doon. And you can also suggest topics. And if you want to be our guest, just give us a buy-in.
Yes, or if you wanna be an audience, live audience natin sa show.
Exciting. So may mga gusto kayo promote like your
yeah, you can also like my personal page. It's Tanya Sempran and the Roch Online Shop.
Perfect.
Yep, you can also like my official Facebook page. That's host Frank Rizzo for your professional hosting needs, whether it be a social or a private or a corporate event. You can always count on me.
Perfect. You can also like my page on Facebook, MA Buendia HD. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, MA Buendia HD ang lahat ng handle. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, MA Buendia HD. I upload snippets and the full episode of Call Center Radio. So, kung mga hindi nyo siya na-catch, and then, ang maganda kasi doon, it's on high definition. Okay? Tsaka in-edit ko na, tinanggal ko na yung mga ano doon.
Mga break.
mga break. O yung mga awkward pauses or whatever. So, yan. 2 oras na naman po ang nagdaan ng inspiration, motivation, and empowerment dito lamang sa Call Center Radio. And muli sa ngalan po ng aming founder and producer, walang iba kundi ang poging-poging voice master of the Philippines, Sir Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. Kami po ang inyong mga ka-teammates sa BPO. I am your call center vlogger, M.A. Buendia.
And I am your BBO engineer, BBO teammate, Tanya Sempran.
And ang dami kong notes today. I am your events host ka-teammate, the terrific host, Frank Rizzo.
Yeah, stay tuned po kasi yung The Author's Voice, hosted by Miss Shana Sino and Brian Bonsol, will come right after this show. So, thank you sa pagsama sa amin mga ka-teammates, and see you next week. Bye! Log out na!
Bye!
It's here, the only radio talk show made specially for all workers of the call center industry. Call Center Radio. It aims to become a platform for conversation about anything related